question. So raise your hand if you ever played with Barbies or action figures when you were growing up. Okay, so sorry boys, but I only have Barbies today, so we're going to use Barbies. But I started thinking when I was looking at Barbies, and I wondered if Barbie looks like she has really small feet. And I wondered if maybe my feet look that small on my body. So I started thinking, I wonder if there's a way to measure if Barbie has really small feet or if it's just the way it is. So we're going to use the learning target of students will be able to represent and interpret data. So we are going to use this data chart that I have here and collect some data about our own bodies and Barbie's bodies to help us determine some things about Barbie. So I have heard of some silly ways to measure your body, like your wingspan is the same as your height. Has anybody heard that before?
Mm-hmm.
Has anybody heard anything different, similar to that?
Oh, I have another one. From your elbow to your wrist is the length of your foot.
Exactly, and we're going to use that one today actually over here. So, nice. Anything else? No? Okay, so we're going to use the one that Rachel said, and we're also going to use the length of your foot times, it's supposed to say 7, but, let's change that. The length of your foot times 7 should be close to your height, and obviously we know it's not going to be perfect, but we're mathematicians, so we understand that we can round and estimate and things like that. So if it's not perfect, that's okay. So what would be some strategies or mathematical tools we would need to use to collect this data? Multiplying, and we know that because it says times right here, and times is another word for multiplication. Anything else?
A tape measure?
Yeah, so we have rulers that we can use, and we also have string. So if you want to measure out 3 feet and you don't want to use 3 rulers, you can just use string and measure it out that way, but it's your choice. Anything else? Converting. So converting is a really important one. So we're going to do our chart all in inches, and I think the ones I gave you say inches on there. I think this is an old one. But so we're going to do everything in inches, and the first thing that we need to point out is that nobody says that their height is 63 inches. We say that we're 5'3". So the first thing to pay attention to is that you need to switch your height into inches. What would be a way that we would do that?
Multiply by 12.
Mm-hmm. So you would multiply your feet by 12, and then you would do what with the extra inches? Add them on. So keep that in mind while we go through our data. So just to kind of figure out what we're going to do, I thought maybe we could do a practice one with my measurements. So Chase, if you would come up and help me. So the first one we're going to do is the height, or let's do our wrist one first. We're going to do our wrist to our elbow. And we're going to do it in inches. And one thing I've learned that helps, if you do a 90-degree angle, it's easier to line it up that way. So we would write, and again this chart's a little different, but we would write my name here, and then we would write 8.5 inches. And then, chart is really different, I'm sorry, but then we would measure our foot. So you can leave your shoes on if you want, you'll get them more accurate if you take your shoe off, but we're not going to make you. So that looks about 9. So then I would write 9 inches for my foot length. Then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to say, are 8.5 and 9 inches close? And I would say yes. So I'm going to write yes in this box. And then you would do the same thing for your foot times 7. And you have to remember in your chart that you're timesing by 7. So don't forget to do that. And you'll compare that to your actual height in inches. Then you'll do all your measurements for your partner, and then you're going to measure Barbie. So I have a Barbie for each of you, or for each pair. And then once you've done your measurements, there's some follow-up questions on the bottom. just to discuss with your partner. You can write them down or you can just talk about them. It doesn't matter, but we're going to discuss them as a class afterwards. So go ahead and measure it.
I got some ruler.
Yeah. What is considered close? Like if it's just an inch away, or does it have to be less than an inch away, or is 2 inches close? It's sort of up to you, but I was thinking within 5 inches. Sounds good to me. If you want string, I'll leave it up there. You can go grab it, but I'm just going to hand out rulers.
Her eyes freak me out.
What is it?
Inches?
Yeah.
Alright, that explains it. They're not actual bodies, but they're like knockoff. Okay, so
Or 9 and a half.
Or are you gonna take your shoe off, or are you gonna leave your shoe on? That's the real question. Cause you never know. Oh yeah, that's nice.
I suppose so. I just need to get a pencil.
Wow, it's actually like 9.
So your shoes are a
Weird.
little
9 inches are the measurements.
That's pretty close.
Right?
I would say that's pretty close.
Alright, Chase.
About 9.5.
9 and a half. Oh, wait, I didn't go.
Someone's deodorant smells really good.
But
Oh, maybe it smells really good.
About that lace and
Is it scented?
can I put my foot back on?
So what are some things you guys are noticing? Are there any patterns or any similarities?
About 10.
The length of your foot is just a little bit longer than the length of yours.
So what else do you think that will affect when you go to measure other things?
Probably, Barbie will probably.
Do you think Barbie will be the same?
I don't think she will be. I think she's.
Becca, do you want
I
me
think
to
she's
follow
a
you
fake
so I
person.
can get what you're saying to each group? Okay.
Because I'm not like you all, so screw you.
Oh, are they close?
Yeah.
I would say so.
Pretty close.
Oh,
I
Barbie.
said within 5.
All right, Barbie.
Do you?
I'm a Barbie girl.
About 1.5.
You guys are close.
Is it unreal?
In case you can't hear Becca, she is conversing with each group,
She's kind of a loser.
just so she knows what she's doing.
What is it?
3/4
Going
of an
for
inch.
it. Putting everything.
So that's about
Barbie.
half.
So that's in round.
Really
I would say.
So Barbie is completely unrealistic.
Real. So what? 56. What's my height? Do we have to measure our height exactly?
Yeah.
Foot times
So
7.
Chase just asked me.
You guys could do
I want
me.
you to measure your height exactly, and we want you to measure. We
Hi,
wanna
Jen.
make
What's
sure.
9 times 7?
So make sure you actually measure.
Put your
height out.
hands out. Hold down the 7. Count with one hand.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So 60.
For what?
9 times 7.
No, but length is 9.
So
Oh, I looked at the wrong one.
Olivia, try 9 times 5.
God, you're gonna really
Put
do
the
this?
5th hand down.
Are you
The
teaching her?
5th. 45. See?
Okay, Chase, what's yours?
So Jen is measuring her height with the string.
No,
She's doing a
yours
great
is
job.
10 times 7.
10 times 7. I keep looking at the wrong number.
Okay, height and inches.
Class seems very involved. This is one of your questions you have to reflect
Just one.
on.
We have to measure it. You want to string?
Yeah.
I'm talking through your video. I'm telling you things. I said the class is very involved. This is one of your reflection questions just to help you out. It's a documentary.
So somehow we have to measure this. Like, do it on the table.
You're at almost 10 minutes.
I'm gonna tell you to do. Yeah, since you can't even.
Olivia, what are you measuring? How high you are? How tall I mean?
How high you are? Yeah. It's not 420 anymore, Hales, but thanks.
So that's 12. No, 5.
We're going to start up to 73.
Wow, yeah.
To get inches, right?
12 times 5 plus 6. No, you times it by 12.
Yeah.
66.
Nice butt, Olivia.
That's 6. See if that's how tall I am.
Times it a foot length.
I was actually about to say.
Great collaboration.
Oh yeah, hey,
I would.
look at that.
I don't think so.
Perfect. I'm 6 foot.
Oh yeah.
So what I'm going to do here, you kind of step on the edge of it.
You're like 5.
What?
Exactly.
Oh no, don't worry. Everyone is.
So 60.
A little more.
Gets
To
more
help us with the
organized.
reflection.
And then I'll just take over to subtract.
How are you feeling?
I'm glad I'm halfway done.
Yeah, you really are.
Here, actually, I'm gonna take these off. That's accurate.
Yeah.
Do those have
Nice. You said 65 with my shoes? I think
Did we try these two together?
Yeah, I would say so.
Oh, no.
You're so right, in fact, that you're right.
Okay, mess up. You want me to hold something?
very accurate.
I know.
Barbie. Well,
It's right here.
60.
length 7 times.
Okay.
5 foot 6 inches.
Oh, 5'6", not 5'4".
I would say.
You're pretty close, yeah.
There's always a little discretion.
All right, Barbie, how tall are you,
Looking at
little
her
baby?
elbow to wrist.
My brothers and I used to take fireworks to Barbies. Not really.
Barbies were my heroes.
Actually, I had a cousin that was like the same age as me.
But I'm not sure if I should measure Barbie's hair or not.
5'1".
Barbie's
I'm
fat.
5'1".
That's too tall.
We'll go 1 foot.
You're trying not to get into the video? Hey, you won't see yourself on camera. It's okay.
You're gonna incorporate your shoes.
What was that? 5 times?
Barbie, if she was a real person, discuss something.
Alright, so you should be wrapping up collecting your data and then start discussing those questions when you're done.
Barbie's not proportional.
Wait a minute.
Howard's.
Her feet. She walks on her tiptoes.
You would have to multiply it.
You don't have to figure out an exact, you can just say it's more or less or something like that. Okay. But if you want to figure it out, go for her hair. That's a weird and her crown. Yeah. It gives her like an inch. Yeah.
Good in the video.
Yeah, like Miss Haley said, if you wouldn't count the height of your hair, then you shouldn't count Barbie's hair.
Yeah.
So,
It'd give her an extra inch. Yeah.
That's what every girl wants, right?
I just want to let
You can let her hair down if you can get it out. Casey's taking her shoes off. She's going for it. So what did you guys, so you said that she doesn't follow the same rules. So what do you think a rule that we follow?
Let's see here.
Or is it?
Well, her height is like
so 5.25.
20 times the length of her foot.
Yeah, so that's a lot more than what we had. So maybe Barbie does have really small feet for her body.
Oh, Barbie has a tattoo on the back of her head.
She's edgy.
Barbie just walks on her tiptoes too. We're pretty sure her feet are back.
We're gonna take
Her
about
feet are bound.
1.5 to 2 minutes to finish up discussing. Really tall.
What would you have to
You
know?
guys said about 13.
Thomas Becca something.
What?
Thomas Becca something.
Miss Becca, you're okay.
Did you figure out the other thing too? Yeah, he did.
I know, that's why I borrowed one of my
So
roommates.
you
All my
would be
I'd be really tall.
really tall. So Barbie's really tall for her feet then.
Yeah. So I'd be,
What did you guys know?
I'd be
Barbie's not
double
real.
my height.
You two times here.
Whoa.
15.
Yep, that's height.
They said 2.
You're so smart.
Alright, take about 30 more seconds. Finish your thoughts.
I'm gonna sneak back in here. Thanks.
Hey, you saw this refreshment?
Show me on your fingers how much more time you need. We need 2 minutes over here. Trying to wrap it up quickly. What was yours? I just ripped her out of the box, so that's probably why.
You bought these Barbies from Goodwill.
Are we doing a classroom discussion after this? Isn't it 20 to 25 minutes?
Alright, 15 more
16 minutes, she'll be
seconds.
fine.
She'll hurt.
Barbie stands out from the pack.
20 minutes if we take a
Alright, let's bring it back together. So, how many of you thought that Barbie followed similar rules than we do? Raise your hand. None of us. So that's what I was thinking before we started, but did anyone think that she was going to be close? Maybe?
I thought so.
She's not that far off. So maybe some Barbies are a little closer than others, because we found the Cinderella Barbie was way off, but maybe the other one wasn't so far off. What about your first question? I can't remember what it is. Oh, what would be the new rules that Barbie would follow? Did anyone come up with a rule? The length of her foot times 21 is her height. Wow. Whoa, so she does have really small feet. Did anyone have a different rule?
Yeah, we had times by 15 would be the height.
So a lot more than us, because we had 7.
Yep.
Did anyone come up with a different rule? Maybe from, was her wrist to her elbow close?
No.
Yeah, pretty close. Okay, and then did anyone figure out how tall they would be if they followed Barbie's rules?
I would be 11 feet tall.
Holy cow.
Goodness. Anybody else?
I would be 12 foot 6 inches.
12 foot 6, so that's almost double your height now. Anybody else figure out how tall they would be? 14 feet. So maybe Barbie doesn't really follow the same rules that people do, which kind of makes her more unrealistic. So we're going to continue to work on representing and interpreting data, but that's all the time we have for today.
I want